Hey, this is Aaron with Scalability, and this is Freedom Fridays, where if you are an active Scalability subscriber, you can jump live with me on these calls every Friday, and we will help you dial in the strategy, customer journey, the things that tech doesn't really tell you how to do, right? So we want you to actually win with the Scalability software and create automation in your business, your ministry, your life, the things you have going on. And I realize it's pretty easy to get sucked into a tech loop of learning and figuring out how to use new software. And so every Friday, I do Freedom Fridays where I come in live, and as a subscriber, you can join these, ask questions, and we can help you figure out what happens when my customer comes to my website. What forms do I need? What information should I collect and why? How should we tag them? What's the upsell process or the next step for them in our customer journey? And then how do we build those pieces? That way you can put the whole thing together and actually create a strategy for your business to where the automation and the systems of scalability can work for you instead of just running around doing a bunch of stuff. And so these are always live Q&A or me jumping in, screen sharing, and breaking things down for you and actually building it. So as always, we always have a few people that are kind of waiting in the back or jumping on these calls live. And we do live Q&A and we just dig into like what you guys have going on. So right now we have a couple people joining us, and then we'll dig right into questions. Hey, Crystal, I see you. I see you joined anyway. We're ready for questions. If you got something you want to work on, let's dig in and do it.
Yeah.
How
I
are
do
you?
have a good. How are you?
Good.
Good. I was working on some stuff and
Okay.
I do have a question. I know we kind of worked on it a little time back.
Yeah.
I don't know how long. Um, but where my pop-up for the live event wasn't on the desktop, wasn't letting people do the sign-in form, and we thought we fixed it, but it's not fixed. When I went to it on the desktop, it's still doing the same thing. Like it's not letting them add their name, their email, and going to the payment step. And I thought we fixed it, but I guess we didn't.
Well, let's check it out. Can I share your account?
Yes.
All right. Let me pull it up here real quick. So tell people what you do and what this process is that they're coming through so that we can like refine the process if we need to, but people understand the steps that they're going through. Because I like to do that with people too.
Awesome. Okay, so yeah, my name is Crystal Travis, and I am with Label Breakers, and we help people see themselves as God sees them and learn who He says He is, so they know who they are, and then they can break off all the negativity that the world has placed on them, so that they can live in purpose, on purpose, and with the one who is their purpose. And we do that by I have a book, and then we have a community where they can come in weekly. We do live stream broadcasts every week with influencers and people who have broken off their labels. And then we are now doing live events. And so that is what Erin is helping me with, my live event funnel, where they can come and do the payment. But it's working on mobile, but not on desktop. So,
Gotcha. Well, let's take a look at it. So I'm in your account and we're
yes,
looking at the Unlock Your Imagination retreat, right?
yes.
These are always good questions because lots of people struggle with building websites, designing websites, how the things work. So I'm always game to review this. So if we go into that funnel, click on the page we want to edit, right? The join page, edit, it'll take us into the builder. And then in here, we're talking about when somebody clicks that they want to join, it opens up the pop-up to take their payment, correct?
Yes.
Or that's what we want to happen.
Yes.
So this button right here then, or all the buttons, if we
Yes.
click on that, that's going to pull up the settings over here on the right. If we scroll all the way down to the bottom, it says it's opening the pop-up. So
Mhm.
that's good. Then we want to go up to the top left corner over here. You see where it says pop-up settings. Click on that. It shows us the pop-up. Well, you can see right here, we're in desktop mode and there is no form for them to fill out. Okay,
Mhm.
there's the headline and there's the footer. If we go to the mobile view, so right up here at the top where it says join page, we click over to mobile view. You can say, yes, I want to come to the retreat. And then there's a form, and then there's the footer. So this
Mhm.
is missing from the desktop.
Yes.
So we're going to click on the form and then go over here on the right, click on advanced, and look right here. It's set up to show up on mobile, but not on desktop. So that's why when we toggle over to desktop, it's not there.
Okay.
So if we toggle back over here, click on it, and we click desktop and mobile visibility. Now, if we click back, there it is.
Okay, I did that. I thought that's what we did. But then, like when I was checking and actually go to the site, it still didn't show up. And so, do we have to do that on every button too?
Yep.
Like,
Well, no,
okay,
every button needs to open the pop-up, and that's it. But in the top right corner, you see where it says save and publish? A lot of people hit save and don't hit publish.
okay,
Saving it saves it in the builder right here.
okay,
Publishing makes it live to the public to where it'll show up on the live site. So if we
okay,
just scroll on down, check the other buttons. We'll just click on this button, go to the right, scroll down, says open the pop-up. That's okay. Scroll down, click on the button, open the pop-up. That's right. Next button. I'm just clicking on each one of the buttons and making sure it says link to the pop-up. Clicking on that, pop-up, looks good. Now, if we go to mobile version 2, I always do everything in mobile and. So we're going to click on this button, make sure it says pop-up, scroll back through. Just find all the buttons. This is literally the way we check everything. Our team checks everything every time we build anything exactly like this. So if it seems mundane to you, it's part of the process. You scroll through and you check each one of them. I'm clicking on it and I'm making sure it says link to the pop-up. And that's all we're doing. Once we have all the buttons saying that they're linking open the pop-up, then we know we have the pop-up working right now by clicking up here on the pop-up settings. And it's there. So now you can see there's nothing to save. So if I preview this now, this is the live site. And when I click the button, it'll open it up with the form. Now here, it's a two-step order form. So in the builder, you see the payment and stuff, right? As we
hmm
click on this, over here on the right side, if we click advanced, you see step 1 and step 2 right here at the top. If I
okay,
toggle step 1, you see this is step 1. Just name, email, phone, go to step 2. That's what people see first.
right.
They put in their name, email, phone, go to step 2, and then we can toggle over here to step 2, and it's going to show us what step 2 looks like. Okay, so when you check out the live view like this, you're just going to see the name, email, phone number, and then you would put in your name, email, phone number, go to step 2 to see what the next step looks like.
Can you go back to that step two because that was the wrong price? So, can
This
we?
is
So,
okay, so this is not the price of your event.
oh, okay,
This
cool.
is the price that it's a good question because everybody asks that. This
Okay,
is just like a preview thing that shows up right here.
okay,
Whatever product you have attached to your funnel is what will show up here on the live site.
awesome.
And then you'll see that on the second step. So when they go step 2, it'll take them straight over and they'll see that step 2. Now, the next thing you want is to make sure that when we click on this and we're in the settings for this at the bottom, in general, and then all the way to the bottom, go to next step. This is the sale actions. This is the button actions for this. When they say, yes, I want to come to the retreat, it's going to charge their payment, but then where do you want them to go? This is saying go to the next step, which means the next step of the funnel. It's going to move them down to the next page. Okay. You can send them to a different URL or something else, but ultimately, typically go to the next step is going to take them to your thank you page next.
Awesome.
Any other questions on this?
No, that's amazing. Thank you.
Moving really fast through it because I like to get to the point. Let's jump out here real quick because on this, you asked about the product. So when you guys come into your funnel like this, over here on this right side, kind of top corner, you see overview, products, publishing. If you click on products right here, see here, you can add your product and you've got the BU Retreat 575. That's what will show up on the live page. The $99 placeholder is just a placeholder for the editor. So you've got it set up right.
Thank
Cool.
you. Cool, cool, cool. Thank you so much. Thank
You're
you.
very welcome. You're very welcome. John, what's up, man? How can I serve you? You got questions or something you want to work through? You're muted. You're muted.
Hi.
There we go. What's up? How can I serve you today, man?
Well, we were talking, earlier about, the process and kind of where
Mhm.
everything is. And of course, I'm kind of liking what we talked about is, get the end result and then kind of work my way back to it, as far as the process. And
Mhm.
so I'm pretty much got everything, but we were talking about an outline type thing to kind of be able to plug and play videos, PDFs, and those type deals. So I think I'm got a better handle on where things are. It's been a slow process, but I'm excited as to where I am right now.
Cool.
And like I said, it's just a matter of, trying to get that next step, that we talked about as far as, some kind of outline type deal.
Yeah.
And the great thing about that is, I can do it all just with a little guidance, and then we can, readjust or whatever during these sessions, not take a lot of your time either.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure
Well, let's
I'm sure it's pretty redundant to you a lot of times.
Well, that's what Freedom Fridays are for, is so that we have it recorded and live. So we're live
Yeah,
on YouTube right now, and then the recordings are always here. So this is good because we're literally talking about your process, right? And we were going to give you kind of a step-by-step deal. How about we do it right now? That way it's
cool.
recorded. You just jump back and look at it, and other people can
Excellent.
learn as we kind of
Excellent.
brainstorm and strategize your process, because that's essentially
Excellent.
what this is. Like, these aren't tech calls. Stuff like what Crystal was dealing with the sites. I like stuff like that because everybody deals with it. So it's good to review those. We'll do some tech stuff like that. But that still is more of the tech side of things. And then on these calls, we really want to focus on like the strategy customer journey. So where you're at right now, where it's like, let's clarify the customer journey and kind of brainstorm that out more. It's good for this call. So yeah, let's do it. Tell us what you're doing and what the idea is, right? So like who you are, what you do, who you serve, that kind of a deal. And then we'll start kind of brainstorming through that process to kind of figure out the pieces that we would build and the things we would need to do.
Well, of course, my name is John Wilson, and I live in College Station, Texas, Gig'em. And I am semi-retired and from 25 years in the sign industry. So I've been in just about every facet of the sign industry you can be in, as far as ownership, distributing, manufacturing, engineering. And in the course of this, when I was going out to these sign shops, I would see great sign companies and I would see some not so great sign companies. I should rephrase that. Sign companies that had weaknesses and some sign companies that had more strengths than weaknesses.
There you go.
And so in that, over those years, I formulated, and picked up a lot of things that this one was doing and this was doing right, and what this one was doing was wrong. And so the idea is that, I would go back in with the help of fast scalability to be able to market to sign companies that are having more weaknesses and strengths and help them with those weaknesses. And so that's pretty much where we are in trying to, number one, be able to market to different sign companies, especially when they're a medium sized sign company that haven't achieved that next step of making, $1 million worth of revenue. I think that's what the first step, what everybody tries to make. You're going to have a lot more bigger sign companies that, go 10, 20 million or whatever. And that's where my focus is try to help those sign companies in that process with, $1 million or less, and how to achieve that revenue.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Sweet. So what's going to be, let's start at the beginning. So we're going to kind of create a process, right? What's going to be the mode of outreach? Do you have any ideas of a way you want to contact people? Like, do you go to a lot of networking events? Do you go to create tons of social media? Do you Facebook? Are you LinkedIn or a YouTuber? What's the stuff you have in front of you now as the way that, like, fastest way for you to mentally process meeting people and starting to get leads or get in front of people?
Well, I think the biggest thing right now is, of course, my YouTube channel that I've started to create videos, and also creating, YouTube shorts to post on Facebook and Instagram. Uh, but I also go to sign expos, which they hold year round, to different ones, and plus through my contacts, keeping up with sign companies and people in the sign industry for trends and what's happening and that type deal.
Okay. So essentially networking at sign shops, or I mean sign expos and things, and then YouTube. Okay. So for YouTube, like I'm not a YouTube expert, but I like to just kind of give people a process, right? If you're going to commit to something and you say this is the mode, you can make anything work, but everything will take time, right? And time and consistency. If it's social stuff like YouTube, Facebook, whatever it is, there's algorithms and they're just playing the popularity and the
Well,
frequency and stuff like that.
what do you feel like is a better medium, or since we're at the very beginning, we can change anything that we need to do. The ultimate goal is to get them to wherever I'm at, to be able to download the product, schedule meetings and those type deals.
Yep. So I always tell people this is where we want to start is one, figuring out your ideal client. Who are they? What are their pain points? Where are they hanging out? Okay. This is not a new concept. I didn't come up with it. It's just the way we start narrowing down. If we learn about our person, which you've spent 30 years in the sign industry, so you know your person, what are the struggles and the pain points? And then that way you can speak to those things to help them with your offer, right? But also you're going to figure out where are these people hanging out? So if we say like real estate wholesalers or people wanting to get into real estate investing, a lot of them are in Facebook groups. They're in Facebook groups and then they're on YouTube searching for videos and learning from there. Okay. So if I was going to target, say, a course or a coaching program for wholesalers new to real estate investing, I would go to Facebook groups. If I was a fitness influencer, right? Where's that? Instagram. If I'm a tech company, it's going to be YouTube videos with our YouTube channel with how-to videos and tech support, right? Which is the reason we're on YouTube. So where is your ideal client, right? So sign shop owners, when they have problems, where are they going for answers? When they're struggling, what are the things they're struggling for or struggling with, and where are they going to find the answer? If they're going to sign expo events, and that's the only place, and they're like, they don't waste their time on social media unless they're posting for their business, then you need to be at sign expos all the time and just double down on it. If they're constantly searching YouTube for the answers to their problems, then you would start a YouTube channel and develop all of your shorts and videos around speaking to their problems. Because then when they go to YouTube and they search how to improve operations in my sign company, your videos are there, right? So it's where are they hanging out is the most important question, because all the channels work, but not if your people aren't there, right? Like a YouTube channel is great, but if you're a fitness influencer, right? Everybody's on Instagram.
Well,
So
could you actually do, a YouTube channel and then have, sub platforms like Facebook and Instagram?
you can, yes. Here's the only problem starting out. It's great to be omnipresent everywhere. But if you're a solopreneur, or the only person running your business, creating content, good content for multiple platforms consistently enough that the algorithm will reward you is going to be very hard to keep up with. Because one, in the beginning, we just overcomplicate it, right? We'll be like, oh, it's got to be perfect. My lighting wasn't right. I need to record it again. My script was off. It'll take us 3 months to make one video for YouTube. And then we'll spend the next 3 months trying to edit that one and chop it up for other things. When the algorithm only cares about consistency and whether people watch it. So too many platforms in the beginning typically is going to mess you up. And again, I'm not the one that comes up with this. I'm not the multi-million-dollar coach or anything like that, but I pass along what I learn. And my particular coaches right now that we work with for scalability, they've done $100 million across software companies. And they'll tell you pick one person, one platform for 1 year. So you're going to say it's sign companies, and they search YouTube channels for their problems or YouTube for their problems. So you're going to commit to YouTube. So you're going to serve sign company or sign shops under $1 million by helping them get to $1 million through a YouTube channel. And you're only going to talk about those problems on YouTube for the next year. And when you get super niche down and focused like that, you can say, okay, I need a video every week. on Tuesday at noon or whatever. And then you just have to produce that one video every week and say 2 or 3 shorts during the week. The consistency is what the algorithm will reward, because we come in hot, and it's okay to come in hot. Everybody comes in excited, and that's good. But I've spent 5 years one-on-one coaching people, and every 60 to 90 days, there's a dip in that hotness. And we're like, this is stupid. I suck. Nothing's working. I don't want to do this anymore. Why don't I try this next shiny object? It's every 60 to 90 days. And so we don't want to come in hot and start doing a video every day for 30 days. And the algorithm starts to go, okay, they're starting to be consistent. It's every day. And then you start to trail off, and it's every couple days. And then it's like once a week. And then it's like once a month, because you're just like, it's not working. And the algorithm's just now starting to recognize you, right?
Well, with these videos, when you're saying, Tuesday at noon, would this be a live video, or could it be a recorded video?
No, it can be just
best?
posted. It can be just posting. So the algorithm says they upload a video every Tuesday or Friday or whatever, and then it'll look at it and see if anybody cares that it's there, right? Like Freedom Fridays, we go live at the same time every Friday on YouTube, just for the algorithm to see that we're here. Then it's going to see whether these are actually valuable or not. And to a lot of people, they're not, because on here, we're talking to our subscribers and helping you guys win with stuff, right? So if you're not one of our subscribers, you're probably not searching for Freedom Fridays or even know they're here. But we have a consistency on the channel, right? For
Which
just having some content.
Well, so it brings up another thing. Would it be okay to invite some people to view this beforehand, or get them to go see this on YouTube that you posted? Or
You mean when you launch a video?
no, I'm just saying to help you too. I mean, it should be a give and a get, type thing. Is this primarily for subscribers, or
No, we're live on YouTube to where anybody could watch it. So the
Okay.
idea is, like, if anybody wants to learn how to strategize, they could watch this right here. And we're taking your business and I'm giving you tips, tricks, and the way that you would move forward,
Okay.
strategizing from start to finish, right? So this would be useful for anybody with business. It's just most people aren't going to find it because we're not prioritizing how do we get the algorithm to show our fancy videos to a bunch of people. These are our purpose behind these is getting subscribers to recognize that the consistency is every Friday at 11:30, we're here for you and we're going to serve you and help you win. So for us, we're not necessarily trying to grow the channel. We're trying to remind you guys every Friday we're here for this, right? But with you, your goal is to actually get the videos seen. So
Right.
you want to post on a consistent schedule. It doesn't matter if
Right.
they're live, but you do want to still upload and go live with the video at the same time every week. And over time, like I said, I'm not a YouTube genius or professional or anything else. You can tell by looking at our channel. It's not like top channel or anything. But the consistency, if you can learn when your people are looking, which there's ways to search that. We're not going to go into a bunch of YouTube tactics because I want to get into the whole thing. But there's ways to learn when your ideal clients are actually looking or watching more videos on your topic. You'll have to search that on YouTube, kind of figure that out yourself. But ultimately, if you can say my people watch on Wednesday afternoons, then upload a video every Wednesday afternoon at 2:00. And it will just start to be seen. And then if you guys have email lists, Facebook groups, your personal Facebooks, business profiles, LinkedIn accounts, whatever, go to those and post, hey, I just uploaded a new video on YouTube. Click here to watch it. And then send it out to your email list. Hey guys, you got a sign company doing X. I just made a video about how to do in your sign company. Click here to watch the video. Tell people to go see it. Because then that starts telling your sign company people that you made a video that speaks to a problem they have and gives them a link to your YouTube channel so they can go and watch it. And then if it's good, they'll click on the next video and they'll watch the next ones, right? So front end process is pick a channel that your people spend their time on. So
well, I think
would you say it's
just
probably
answered
YouTube?
that. Just YouTube, yes.
Okay. So
And
then,
then,
for
like
your
I said,
YouTube content, like I said, I'm not going to go into YouTube, but for your YouTube content, pick a schedule. Say I'm going to do it on this day at this time is when I'm going to upload the video, And then to make your content creation easier, pick one day out of the month where for one, if this is your full-time gig, then take a 6 to 8 hour day and make a list of the questions, concerns, pain points, fears that your client's going to have. And just make a list of those things and then set up your backdrop and your lighting and things. Like I have my stuff set up right now, right? I have my lighting on, my camera's set up, my microphone's set up. I'm dressed for the part, whatever you want to do for your videos. But then you can record your videos back to back. So if you're going to do a video once a week, you need 4 for the month. So just block out 6 hours on a Saturday and record 4 videos back to back, and then edit those videos. And then you can schedule them to go live or put a reminder on your calendar to post them once a week. All right. So batch your content. So that's all I'm going to go into on like actually getting your person, where they at, create your content, go like that. Now, in the descriptions and in the videos, you want to say, hey, you want to have your call to action. And this is the whole then what that I'm big on. What's the then what exercise? If somebody watches my video on how to XYZ for your sign shop, what do you want them to do? Probably click the link in the description to get your free strategy session, or if it's a paid strategy session or whatever, like click the link in the description to have me, to jump on one-on-one with me to take a look at your business and give you a clear plan of attack so that you can grow to the next level. Like have a call to action and mention it in your videos at the end and put it in the descriptions. Because this is the then what, right? We want to make a video on YouTube so that when they go searching for an answer, they find you giving an answer. Then you tell them, click the link, which takes them to a landing page in scalability, right? Your funnel page. So at that point, you design the funnel that speaks to that person. Hey, if you're a sign company trying to break that $1 million ceiling, click here to get your free consultation or whatever, right? Then when they click here, what do we want to happen? So on that landing page, what's our offer? What are you going to be offering? Or do you have a freebie you want to give? Or do you have something you want to sell? Which is like the ideas we have right now.
That's where we kind of left off last time as far as, I was talking about doing like the PDF course or whatever, where, they would go through them or whatever and basically have, a basic, a standard and a premium, and then, do a $49.99 type deal and on up. But our last session, we were talking about, hey, one offer for a bigger ticket price type deal.
There's multiple ways you can do it, and it depends on what your thing is, right? And it depends on what your personal pay, right? So if I'm and something that we talked about, I'm brainstorming it here because I want everybody to kind of see the process, right? When you guys are trying to figure out what you're going to deliver at this point, it's what's going to benefit your person, sign shops, real estate investors, agents, whatever it is, whoever you're speaking to. This freebie or low ticket offer or free call or consultation or strategy session, whatever it is, this should speak to them and what they'll take action on. So you'll see a lot of like in real estate, people are selling high ticket coaching programs, $10,000 and up. And there'll be nothing really underneath it. There might be a free challenge or a free workshop, and then they're going straight to the sale. Or they've got kind of $1,000 or under, and they'll put it on like a video page, right? Like click here to watch my free training on X. And they'll have a video that teaches people how to do stuff. And then you click the link to buy their course off of the video. Well, John, you're talking more about consulting, a high ticket consulting in the thousands of dollars. So a lot of people like calls. I take that back. Your ideal client will be more likely to want to talk to you, kind of screen you to see if you're worth anything or if you know what you're talking about, because your YouTube video or your content will make them think you have an idea of what you're talking about. If it's good or bad content, they'll have a higher trust in you or a lower. And so you want to be like, hey, for $47, I'll take a look at your business and give you a plan of attack on things that give you like 3 things you can do to improve your business so that you don't have to buy anything else from me. click here to schedule your call. And you could go straight to like a $47 or a $99 consultation or strategy session. Don't call them consultations. It's kind of like I'm going to the doctor for a consult or a therapy session. It's like a strategy session, right? We call ours an automation audit because we're going to look at the things you have going on and we're going to show you how you can automate things. So think of something like a strategy session or something, right? And if you can come up with a cool name for it that has to relates to sign shops. So like
Skull session.
What is it?
Skull session.
Skull?
Skull session.
All right.
I'm
That's
just,
better
you
than
know, just
consultation.
right. That's
Well,
a
will
football
it
term.
speak to them? Like, is that a word they
Yeah.
use?
Sometimes, thick skull, that type thing.
Okay. If you can come up with the words they use, it will convert better for you. So like we're putting together things specifically for real estate agents right now. And we're literally putting together a leads to listings toolkit. Because what does an agent want? A real estate agent wants to get more people to actually list their house with them. Because an agent, if you control the listing, then all the agents in town will show your house and help you sell it. Right? But if you got the buyer, you got one buyer, one house. If you own the listing, everybody's trying to sell it for you. So they want to control the listings. So instead of just saying grab your free toolkit, we say grab the leads to listings toolkit for licensed real estate investors or licensed real estate agents, right? You see how specific that is to them?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Other people aren't going to take it. And that's the idea. You want every licensed real estate agent to be like, that's what I want, and take it. So is there language that a sign company uses that you could put on the front that's like strategy session, generic, is there something you could call it, right? To where they're thinking, I really want to do this. I want to break that $1 million ceiling. You could say 3 steps to break the ceiling, 3 steps to $1 million consultation or something. You know what I mean? Something like that. But if you can come up with a name for it, that'll make it convert a little better too, if it's in the language that they're talking to. So the technical side would be creating the funnel for it, right? So we had built your other funnel before, and we had basically that. We had a sales page. And if you go through and look at the headline on it, it speaks to that person and then tells them to take an action. I haven't looked at it, so I don't remember what the action was. Do you? What was the action we were doing there?
I do. It was actually downloading some PDFs.
It was downloading something. Okay. So you could either, here's the action step for you. We designed and built that funnel for you. You're still using the same processes, right? Like there's still the same about you information. You're still using people, processes, like those stages, right? Is kind of stuff you talk about.
Yeah, but I think that's one of the things we talked about too, is to be able to go in and change different areas on the deal as it evolves. Because I think my messaging has gotten clearer.
Yep.
And more precise as we've gone through this.
Mm-hmm.
So some of those things like about or whatever has
Yep.
the messaging has gotten better that I need to change on the site.
Yep. So the reason I was asking is because there's 2 things you can do. You can go into that site, because I'm going to tell you how you do it yourself on this, right?
Right.
Naturally, it's a lot easier for those of you who don't know, we do everything as well. You can build it yourself in scalability and run it all, and we help you dial it in on these strategy sessions on Fridays. Or you can just be like, you guys do it for you and we do it. If John just said, I want you guys just to do it, that wouldn't really benefit you. So I'm going to walk you through like how you take what's there. So you have that one in place that we designed for you originally. You can take that funnel that's there, and it has headlines and language and blocks for the 3 things and about. You could go into that one and just make changes to that one. Or you could clone that whole funnel so that you have 2 of them, and then and that one will stay the way it is. And then take the one that you duplicated, the clone, and just go in and start making changes to it. That way you've got the original, but you can leverage the design that we already did instead of starting from scratch. Right? So it'll be faster. You could just clone it and then go into step 1 and start making changes. Change the headline, change the subheadline, make the button open a pop-up, make everything on the page speak to this strategy session, this skull session, whatever it is. And so then everything on that page should talk to booking this call with you, to where you can give them a 3-step action plan to move them one step closer to the $1 million ceiling or something. You know, unlock your blind spots or something.
Mm-hmm.
So duplicate that funnel and then go through and start making the changes. And I think with your audience, John, and what you're talking about, they are going to be more, they're physical businesses. And this is something for people to understand too. If you're selling physical business is your ideal customer, as opposed to say like a digital entrepreneur, their level of commitment to their business is just different, right? If I have a physical business, I have most likely taken out an SBA loan, a private loan, or something, and bought or rented a building on a multi-year lease. And I'm paying employees, I'm paying an electric bill, and I'm paying rent, and I'm paying the water bill, and I'm paying insurance, and I've stocked the building with stuff. And I'm actively coming together, meeting people, customers are walking in and out. There's a commitment level there, right? As opposed to, say, somebody who's just selling a coaching program and is 100% digital and online. For them, there isn't anybody walking through the doors. There's no rent, electric, no water bill. They didn't have to purchase anything. They most likely have a software subscription and they're selling it through a Zoom meeting. So they're making a lot of money on really low overhead. Now, the reason I bring this up is when you get to know your person, it helps you price your thing and figure out how they're going to take stuff. If I'm trying to target a online speaker or a digital coach who has a course they want to sell, and I have something that can help them, I need to talk to that person a lot differently than the sign company who has a physical location with a rent and lease and employees and customers coming in, and they're in the business every day. Their commitment level, they've put a lot of money out of their pocket to make their business go. So they're going to be more likely to hire a consultant to help them grow to the next level. Whereas, unfortunately, a lot of people that are digital struggle with taking their business seriously, right? They don't see it as a real business they need to invest in. They get scared about investing with a coach or a course because there's a lot of bad crap out there. Completely understand. And they've got super low overhead. So they don't see it as like a business that depends on customers coming through the door. So yours, like they have that understanding. They have physical locations. They've been working at it for a while. They're making 100 grand, 200 grand a year, and they're trying to get to that $1 million level. So to them, they would be willing to spend a few $1,000s if you knew how to help them get there. So I think you would do good and keep your life simpler if you focused on create your content to where it speaks to their problems. So anybody who sees you or hears you or a video of yours anywhere, it makes them go, oh, he knows what he's talking about. Like he explains my problem better than I explain my problem. Because then they're going to click the link. And then on the page, you need to talk to their problems and tell them to book that call for $47, $97, whatever. Now, remember, that call is not to make you rich. Okay? Everybody pay attention. This first thing is not the thing. This is the thing that gets you warm leads. Okay? So, John, you're not going to get rich selling a $47 or a $97 coaching session for an hour. You're essentially trading an hour of time for $47 or $97. But if you look at it that way, you go, it's not worth it. I've been in this for 30 years. What's the point of that? The point of that is they call like a self-liquidating offer, right? It costs me money to do advertising to run people to the page. Some people buy for a small amount, and that covers my marketing to get them there. Right? So if you started running ads and it cost you $100 to get somebody to book that $100 call, you're technically doing that hour session for free. But that person has clicked a video, went to a page, booked a call and paid $99 or $97 and showed up to the call. That's a warm lead that now cost you $0 to get because they paid to be there, right? So we self-liquidated the advertising expense on the front side. You're not getting rich. That call is just so you can help them, show them more. I really know what I'm talking about. I'm really the person you need to help you with this. This is what it looks like to have me come in for the next 3 months and work one-on-one with you and your team inside of your business Here's the 5K, $10,000 package. And you're selling that. You're pitching that at the end of this 1 hour call. And that can be a forward pitch or a passive pitch, right? So depending on your thing. But if that's the purpose of this, this is the customer journey. YouTube videos and shorts. That's like, hey, if you want more information like this, subscribe. Hey, if you want me to dig in with you for a full hour and give you 3 things you can do in your business today to step up to go from 200 to 500 or to get closer to that $1 million ceiling, then click the link below to schedule your call. And it takes them to a website funnel page that sells them the $97 strategy session. And then on the strategy session, you're pitching the full coaching program. And like I said, that can be active or passive. So that coaching call could be a full presentation with slides and all sorts of stuff. Or it could be, the way I do them, I'm not salesy. I know what we do is good and I know everybody needs it, but it's up to you to decide whether you want us to do it or do it yourself. I'm very passive about it. I want you to know it's there. So ours is more like, hey, here's the things that you need to do. Do this, do this, do this. Ignore everything else. Do you have any questions? Yeah, this. Okay, yeah, do this instead of that. Don't do that. Focus here, focus there. You use this stuff inside of scalability to build those things. And if it ever becomes overwhelming, you don't have time, you just want to do it quicker, we can do it for you anytime. You can just drop us a text. We can jump in and tell you what it'd look like to have us do it. But these are the things you need to focus on. Don't do anything else. Just build those things. Once you get them running, then show up to Freedom Friday and start dialing them in. I pitched, but it was passive, right? It was very much like, I want to show you what to do so that you know what to do. I want to make sure you're clear on it, right? But then if you don't want to do it, we can do it for you. Just let us know. And if people are interested in that, if they're like, man, I'd rather go fast than figure it out myself. I don't have the time and energy for this, or I hate this stuff, whatever. They go, well, yeah, so you guys can do all this? Yeah, everything we tell you to do or everything that can be done, we can do for you. We have full design team, tech team, all that stuff, but it just depends on whether you feel like you're a do-it-yourselfer and you want to do it yourself, then do what I told you. And if you'd like us to do it, we can show you what that looks like. Well, yeah, what's that look like? They'll ask for you to tell them the next thing. So yours, you could actually do the same thing if you wanted, right? You can give them, because on that call, I give you exactly what you need to do. You don't need to have us do it. It's more of just I don't have time or I don't want to do it at that point. But we're not, this is the reason you need to have us do it because you're going to fail if you don't. Nah, I don't do that. I just don't like it. I don't care. We know we're good at it, but if you want to take the time, you can do it too. So yours would actually work finding that balance for yourself, what you're comfortable with. I'm perfectly comfortable with that because we don't need the sale from everybody. I don't need to pitch everybody. I don't need to sell everybody. This is what we do. We have software. We do it well. We support people. We do strategy. We got tech. We do good design. I know we're good at it. We're not going out of business tomorrow. We're going to be here and this is what we do. So I don't need to hard pitch you. And so it's kind of for me, I'm like, hey, if you want us to, anytime. You can have that same approach because it allows you to sell without selling. As long as you're comfortable with the way you sell, you'll naturally sell more without trying to sell, right? So I'll pitch like that because I really don't care if you sign up or not. I'm just going to help you win either way. And we actually sell more and have more people want to use this because they feel like they trust us because they're like, well, you're not trying to pitch me. That's awesome. I mean, and I've seen other people and, I've heard good things. So I'd rather have you do it. When you feel comfortable pitching what you're pitching, people will ask you to buy it, right? They'll want to buy it. So I say this because a lot of you, and like, I don't know how you feel about it, John, but this Freedom Fridays are to kind of lump in everybody who will ever watch the replay ever. So a lot of people struggle with selling, right? With asking for the sale. Well, it's going to be $5,000 to work with me from here on out. People like get nervous right there. And then all of a sudden they had an amazing presentation and then they botch it on the offer. And so I'm big on how do you feel comfortable pitching your stuff? Passive, active, very forward. You got to find your own style and you need to say, this is the way I'm going to do it. And you start doing it that way. The very first time I told somebody it was $3,000 for one-on-one coaching, I was super, super nervous. I was like, I'm not worth $3,000. Am I? Am I worth $3,000? Why would somebody pay me $3,000? And I'm getting ready to tell this person, yeah, to work with me, it's one call a week for 12 weeks. It'd be $3,000. And I'm like, it'll be $3,000. And then inside, I'm like, and a lot of people are that way, right? So you got to find your comfort level on this call. I love serving people and helping them win, whether they buy something from me or not. So that's my style. I'm going to show up and I'm going to be like, okay, you're in scalability. Tell me about your business. How can I help you win so that you keep the subscription forever? And then if you want us to build it for you, that's just a bonus for me. And it's a bonus for you because we're going to do an awesome job. But I'm comfortable with showing up, serving, and if you don't buy, I still have the subscription, right? And so on yours, I think you could kind of do the same thing, right? Give them an actual 3-step plan on this thing, like, and make it part of your template. On this call, I'm going to give you a 3-step plan, or I'm going to give you 3 actionable steps for your business, not cookie cutter steps, but we're going to dig into what you have going on, how long you've been doing it, what you're doing, the problems you're having, and then I'm going to give you 3 actionable steps that are specific to your business to help you win. And then like show up to the call and do that for them. And then be like, hey, just so you know, you can hard pitch or soft pitch at that point, right? And hey, if you decide to have that you want more kind of individualized or specialized help with this over a longer runway, I have a 3-month program where every week we dig into your business and I help you work this and hold you accountable and dial in your team members or whatever it is for the next 3 months. If you're interested in something like that, just let me know. And they'll be like, yeah, what's that look like? And then you can tell them, right? You kind of have that transition question of I've given you the 3 steps I said I would give you here for the 4797. And then here's the next step if you want it. And from there, it's just taking that payment, right? And there's multiple ways to do that. Scalability integrates with your Stripe, which I believe yours is probably already set up. But scalability integrate with Stripe, PayPal, and if you guys are like big time e-commerce or whatever you have going on, you can do third party as well, like authorize.net and something else. But you can make your platforms work for taking payments. And all that could be built through automations and contracts as well. So if you're selling a coaching program, John, one, you're dialing in the funnel to where it converts to just to that purchasing a call with you. And if you want to do that, the actionable steps would be duplicate that funnel, dial in that sales page, and on that page, make the buttons open the pop-up like we just did for crystals. Put your payment form in the pop-up. And then when they submit the payment form, have it go to the next step of your funnel. And on the next step of your funnel, at the top, have it say, thank you for booking and purchasing, like your purchase is confirmed. And then put a calendar right there on that page. And say, pick a date and time that works for you for our call. And let them book right on the calendar to schedule their time after they make their payment. So it'd be a funnel page with a payment form. And then when they submit the payment, it goes the next step of the funnel. And you want to have the actual, like a line that tells them, hey, your payment was confirmed. Now schedule the date and time. And just put like a calendar right there. And then when they book the date and time, have an automation that triggers the reminders, which we should have one of those built for you as well in there. You should already have a calendar. You should already have the automation. So you're just going to go to that page and you're going to put the calendar that you already have on that page. And there should the automation should already be set up to trigger off of that calendar. So like that part will be easy, right? Do you understand the steps? Like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
building the page, payment, connect your product. Do you know how to create a product for like the $47 or $97 in scalability?
Well, I saw the product page and we talked about in another session. I think it was either, I can't remember the 2 different ones. There was a soft, not a soft product, but what are the 2 products? like a long term and versus a short term, or
Like a one-time payment or a recurring? Is
well,
that
no,
what you
just on
mean?
the product itself. I guess maybe that's a course I'm thinking about now to
Okay.
create a product. You know, there was two buttons that you did for products.
Yeah, let me pull up a demo account. We'll show you real quick. Because I want to make sure everybody understands the steps since we're like strategizing the whole process. So what we're talking about here, what we've come down to now, right, is YouTube channel being your source. So you're going to focus on the pain points, making videos that speak very clearly to their pain and making them think you're the guy that can help them solve that pain. That's what YouTube's for you. Then you're
What do you
making
suggest
sure,
is
go ahead.
on the length of those videos? What's the
Depends on your people, right? Depends on your people because you'll see tech people will sit down and watch a tech video that's 20, 30, 2 hours long because it's literally a screen share showing them how to build something, right? Whereas fitness influencers, they need 30 to 90-second shorts and reels to just make you think they're sexy and cool so that you'll go get their free thing, right? So it depends on your person and it depends on your content because if you're able to hook them and relate to their problem, and then you start to deliver the answer to that problem and work them through it, they're going to go, huh, and they'll stay around for the answers longer, right? Make sure your audio is good. Your audio is more important than your video. Like if you have kind of good video, but you have amazingly clear audio, people will stay and watch. If your content's good, right? If what you're talking about is speaking to them and solving their problem. But vice versa, if you have amazing quality video and your sound and your volume and your audio sucks, they won't. They'll click right off of it. So make sure you guys have good audio no matter what you're making. The video is up in the air as long as your content's good. And your content's going to be good if it speaks to their pain and shows them how to answer it, right? Good questions, though. I'm going to share my screen here on a demo account. So this is a demo scalability account. And so we were talking about you're going to run YouTube channel. Okay. YouTube channel is going to say book your call or whatever it says, right? But it's book your call for, do you have any idea? Like, does this sound like a strategy first? Does this sound good to you?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. How much do you want to sell? Is this a free call strategy session or 47.97, 1,000? Like, what are you thinking on this 1 hour upfront? Thinking like remember, this is a way to get them in to sell the thing,
Right,
not to get
right.
rich on.
Well,
So,
I like the strategy as far as, kind of going to an audience that's willing to pay. For
mhm.
my deal, I'm thinking 99.99.
Okay. 97 is kind of the new nine, but 99 or 97. Like everything used to be 99 and then people got smart and they're like, that's still 100. And then for some reason, 97 didn't make people think 100 anymore. And it was like the new 99. But,
97 is fine too.
okay. So YouTube videos are gonna be like book a call, right? I'm gonna simplify this. YouTube videos to book a call. Button or link goes to a landing page. On that landing page, there's a payment form. It sells the call, takes their payment. Okay, so to create that $97 coaching call, you're going to come into scalability, click payments on the left. Again, this is a demo account, so there's probably not going to be much anything in here. But payments on the left, and then up at the top, you're going to click on products. And then right here, you'll see create product in the top right corner, this blue button. We're going to click create product. And here, just toggle off the include on online store. You don't need that. And for the product name, you're just going to say skull session, right? Whatever it is, just name your call. In the description here, you can type whatever you want, whatever's going to be included or whatever's on this call, right? You can put pictures, whatever you want in there. And then come down here and additional options right here, the enter statement descriptor. This is what shows up on like their credit card statement. So you want them to know what this is. Because if you got, like, this is important. If you guys have ever seen a charge on your card, debit card, credit card, whatever, and you don't recognize what it is, what's the first thing you do? You go, oh, I've been scammed. And then you start thinking, I need to find out what this is and cancel it, get a refund, whatever I need to do. So make this clear for people. This was the strategy session, school session, whatever. But put a description in there to where they're going to recognize this was you. I remember paying for that. That was a good thing. Okay. And then right below that, you'll see the prices. And this is either a one-time or recurring, just with that toggle. So yours will just be a one-time. And then put in the amount, 97. And then you can do additional options, but you don't really need to. And that's pretty much it. Then click save. Okay. And
What
that's
would be
it.
an example of an additional option?
If you were doing an e-com and you have like you're selling a t-shirt and it's got small, medium, large, and the two extra large is $2 more or something, you would put a variation, small, medium, large, extra large, $2, that kind of a deal. Because you can do full e-commerce stores in here now.
Okay.
So when you save that, you see up here on the top, it says sync with Stripe or PayPal. This is a demo account, so it is not integrated with a payment platform. If you already have your Stripe connected, it should automatically create the product in your Stripe account and sync for you. So just make sure when you guys click save that you check this up here and that it says sync with Stripe, then just go ahead and click sync. And what that means is it will create this product in Stripe and in Scalability so that they talk to each other. Okay. But if you've already got your payment, if you already have Stripe integrated, it should just do that automatically. So if we go back now, we have the product created. We'll see it right here. Now we're going to go to the site, just like we did for Crystal's earlier. Like I said, these are all demo sites. So I'll just click on one. And so we talked about yours, John. The first page, the landing page is what's going to sell them. It's talking about join here or buy the call, purchase the consultation, whatever it is. And we said, click the button, it opens up the pop-up. So on this page right here, the pop-up is where the payment form is going to be. So what I'm getting at is whichever page you're going to take the payment on is the page we want to connect the product to. So if we're taking it in the pop-up right here, then we want to select this page like it is, go off to the right where it says products, click on products, and then you see here, there's nothing showing up. If I click add a product right here, I can click the drop down and you'll see your school session. Select the school session, then select the price, and then hit save. And that's it. It's connected now and it'll show up inside the funnel on the payment form. And it'll show up just like this so you can make sure it's there. You click the overview, it'll take you back to the editor. So that's how you create the product, attach it to the funnel page. I'm not going to say two. You're going to have two automations overall. I said I'm not going to say two, and then I immediately said two. You're going to have two automations for yours, John. When somebody purchases, that should trigger an automation. So when they swipe their card and they click the button, yes, I want to buy this thing, you want to trigger an automation that sends them a text and an email that says, hey, thanks for scheduling, or thanks for booking your call. We got it. Your payment's been confirmed. That kind of a deal, right? Scalability will send them a receipt anyway, automatically, but you want kind of a welcome personal touch, text, email. So you want an automation that specifically is like when somebody buys this thing, it does that, right? And then it's going to take them right to the second page. Right here, you see schedule page. So just like we talked about, this next step, you're going to go in there. Oh, this one actually might be set up. I'm going to go into the editor here. Like I said, demo, so you never know what to expect in here. But you want to do just like this. Put your logo at the top. If you don't have one, just delete it. But put a headline that literally just says confirmed. Confirmed, but not complete. And then in here, just say, pick a time and day that works for you before you go. And then put your calendar right here underneath it. So it doesn't have to be something crazy complicated, just something like that, right? Let them know that, hey, your payment went through. We got you. We see you. They get an automation for that. But then it's like pick a time and date and have your calendar right here. And you see that it'll show up. You can choose your calendar and then put it there. And so your calendar will actually show up on this page. So if I preview this, well, there's not a calendar. If we preview this, it will show the full calendar right there. So your second automation is just when they schedule their appointment on the calendar, you want it to schedule the workflow for the calendar appointment.
Okay, question.
Yes.
What we want to do is be able to, whenever they sign up, we need some information from them so that they can kind of predetermine, or where I could predetermine what their pain points are that they want to talk about specifically, so we don't spend 5 or 10 minutes, trying to figure that out. So my thinking is that there would be a form created to say, hey, tell me about your pain points, and give them a little bit of direction about different areas. Basically just talking about a form that I would send them, they would fill it out, and then I would get that back, prior to the consultation or discuss session, so that, I can look at it, and I actually probably do a little bit more. We keep it simple right now, but be able to take it. Hey, this is what they're needing. I know exactly what I need to talk to them about, and then devise my presentation or call geared towards helping them figuring out more stuff, and then also, like you said, the additional soft sell to something else.
Yeah. So there's two ways you can do it, and either is great. You just have to pick what works for you, which way you want to do it. And I want you to think at scale. So if we think at scale, and it'll depend on your comfort level with what you're doing, but I'll literally book an automation audit with me. I just need your name, phone number, email, book an audit. We're going to show up. I'm going to say, hey, just so you know, this is not a sales call. I want to find out what your business is, what you're trying to do, what's worked, what hasn't worked. And then I'll give you a clear plan of attack. And I'm just going to, that way, if you never buy anything from me again, you know what you need to do from today so that you can actually go take action and win. Does that sound cool? And people are like, yeah. I'm like, great. Real quick, tell me what your business is, what you've tried, what's worked, what hasn't, things like that. Tell me about you. Go. I get right to the point. I'm perfectly comfortable with that because my volume of calls and meetings now is so high. I am not taking an hour before to figure out your business. Like, you got 30 minutes with me and I want to help you in that 30 minutes to win. But my time is so valuable now. I can't spend an hour prepping for an hour call, because like, you paid me $97 for an hour. It's a self-liquidating offer. I do the audits for free. And so I got to get to the point. So I want to bring that up just so you think about it, right? In the beginning, especially, it's great to overserve your clients. And if you can continue to overserve your clients, it's fantastic. It's going to help you. You should. So don't take it wrong that I'm trying to tell you guys not to do those things. Okay. I just want to help. We call it scalability because we want you to actually get to the point where you've got 100 calls a week. And when you have 100 calls a week, you need to make sure your process will allow you to handle 100 calls a week, right? So you can get information, John, and then you could pull it up 5 minutes before their call, or you could pull it up on their call and say, hey, let me look at your thing real quick. Or you could do it a whole head of time and put together a full presentation and then show up. It's whichever is going to be comfortable for you. So I just wanted to touch on that before we move to this. If you want to do that, though, the way I would do it, I would automate a process, because I'm all about automation, systems and automation, baby. So if somebody pays, we get their payment, then the next thing we want them to do is schedule the date and time. So when you get their payment and you make that automation that sends them a text and email, keep that super simple. Hey, we saw that you paid for your session. If you didn't already, click here to book your call. And I would put a link in that welcome text and email that sends them right back to the thank you page with the calendar. And if they've already booked, they'll just skip it. And if they haven't booked, they'll be like, okay, the important next step is just to book with the calendar. Okay. Then I would make the automation when they book with the calendar. So when they book the date and time on the calendar, go into that automation and in the welcome email, say, awesome, your booking, your date and time is confirmed for this date and time. The next thing I need you to do is tell me a little bit about your business. Click here. Tell me about your business so I can be prepared for our call. Click here and put a link to a form. Okay, so when they purchase, all you want them to do is book a date and time. Once they book the date and time, then you want them to fill out that onboarding form. Okay, so the way we would do that is in your automation in the text and email, you would put the link to the form. So what we would do to create the form is click on sites here on the left, right? When you're in scalability, click on sites on the left. It'll bring you to this page like this, and across the top, you'll see forms. If we click on form, it'll take you to the builder. Here, top right corner, click add a form, and you can choose from a template, which just has a bunch of designs, or you can start from scratch. I'm going to start from scratch. Actually, no, I'm going to take you guys back. I'm going to take you back and we'll pick a form. So if I click add a form, choose from template, it's going to give me a bunch of designs. So see here, schedule a free consultation. You could use the picture that's already there or sign up for free, stay in the loop, contact us. There's kind of some things already there. Your journey to fitness success, webinar registration. There's like a bunch of different designs you can start from and they're ready to go already, right? Right there, marketing, let's work together, registration. You see what I mean? There's a bunch of them you could choose from. I was trying to find one that said something about coaching, but this might be the only one. So if we click on that, you can preview it, schedule a free consultation. That's probably just a photo. We'll just go with that one. So if I click continue, it's going to build that for us right here, and then we can edit it. So whether you start from scratch or whether you build one, this is what it'll look like, right? It'll have a background. This up here looks like it's just a photo, so I could just click that and get rid of it if I just liked this. And then you can see here, it already put my logo on it. If you don't have a logo or whatever, you could just get rid of it. But it's already got name, email, phone, and a brief description and a button with my business logo. And I can click on any one of these, but see, it's already laid out the style. So it's got a dark blue background with the gray boxes, which if you saw real quick when I said start from scratch, it was just a plain white form with a bright green button. Kind of ugly. So this gives you like a quick layout to where you've already got it kind of mostly built, right? Then you can click in here and let's say you want to add these new questions. To add the new questions, over here in the top left corner, this little plus, we click the plus, you'll see quick add and custom fields. The quick add are like birthday, name, phone number, email, button, sell products, collect payments, address, website, things like that. There's a bunch of stuff over here, right? All these, you're literally just dragging them over. So if I want to get their company name, I could say organization, and I could just drag it over here and it'll put an organization block and it'll make it match the format. If I click on that space now, you see here, it's not required. I can toggle that on so that it's required, and now it's required. Name, phone number, email, organization. If I want their address, drag it in here. So now make that required. Now let's say you wanted to ask extra questions that obviously are not here, right? Like their pain points. You would click custom fields and then add a custom field. And here you're going to choose, what are we after? Is it a drop down? Like do you want to do this? Or have you ever this? Yes or no is the answer. Or a single line, or what's your annual revenue? You could use a monetary or a number line. So what's the answer to the question is what you're choosing here, right? So say, how long have you been in business? I would just do a single line, select a single line, click next, and then here it's going to let you name it. So the name is going to be whatever your question is. How long have you been in business? Question mark. I keep it simple. Copy this, paste it right here for the placeholder, and then the group. choose whether you want it to be in the contact, the general, or the additional information. So when you go into a contact's profile in Scalability, their whole profile fills up the window of your computer, but it's 3 columns. The first column is name, phone number, email, things like that, right? The middle is texts and phone number and texts and emails that go out. And then the right side is like the pages they visited. That first column where it says name, phone number, email, address, as you scroll down, there's a contact information, a general, and an additional. So you're saying, where do you want the answer to this question to show up? At the top in the contact with their name, phone number, email, or down in the general info or the additional info? I always just make them additional info. That way it just throws them down at the bottom in the questions. So that's all you're doing here is you're naming it with the question, copy and paste that for the placeholder, and then choose additional info or wherever you want it and click save. Give it just a second. And on your left here, you'll see additional info. If you click that, it opens them up and you'll see the question right there. How long have you been in business? Then just drag it into your form. And there it is. So you can ask all the questions you want, right? Create your questions, drag them into a form, make this look the way you want, click on each one of them, make sure they're required, right? You'll see the little star next to them. And then once you get this form the way you want it, in the top right, save it, but then click on the integrate button. When you click the integrate button in the top right next to save, it'll have a link to this form right here. So you can say copy form link. This link then is the one that you'll put in the email. So when they schedule their call and they book it on the calendar, when they book on the calendar, you want to send them the awesome, your date and time has been reserved for this and this and this. Now I need to just know about your business so I can be better prepared. Click here to tell me about your business and put this form link right here. When they click that, it takes them directly to this form. Then create another automation. That's when they submit this form, they submit the onboarding, it sends them a thank you text or something, lets them know that it's been confirmed, you got their information, you're excited about their call, etc. Does that make sense? Are we following?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. It's a lot to take in, but I feel like we're going from start to finish. So if you guys are watching on the replay, like this is how I strategize with everybody. It's like, what are you trying to do? And then what are the pieces we need to build through the entire thing? And this is your customer journey. Because if you focus on this now, John, all you need is every interaction you have with anybody. If you make a video, a short, if you're at an expo event, if you have a business card, anything you have, a Facebook post, an Instagram, anything you make should say, schedule a skull session with me and have a link to that same landing page. So everything you do out on the front side is driving people to the same landing page. Make that landing page amazing. Speak to their pain points. Really relate that you're the guy that can solve this problem, and then sell them the session. Take their payment, take them to a calendar page so they can book a date and time. When they book a date and time, send them a link to fill out their onboarding. And then you show up for the call, deliver what you told them you'd give them on that call, and then pitch them your coaching program. And that's your customer journey. Then they're going to come into the coaching program. They're going to work with you. They're going to get X result. Then you're going to ask for a testimonial. And that's the whole start to finish, from a cold lead on YouTube watching videos to a call, to a calendar, to an onboarding, to the call, to the coaching program. Like that's the coaching program. That's it. Everything else, ignore. It's shiny object. It'll run you away. It'll waste your time running in circles. Just build these things and then sell that process. And then all the other stuff you have, which we talked about before, but so that we're here, take those resources. So John has years of PDFs, videos, different stuff that he's put together, and he wants to give that to help people. Well, leading up to the call, in the welcome email, you could give them a free PDF. Be like, hey, it's awesome. I saw you booked your call. I wanted to shoot you over these 3 PDFs that talk about XYZ. Thought it might be something you were struggling with, had the resources, just wanted to hook you up before we got together. And just send them over in the welcome email. Right? Links to them or attachments, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. If you have specific YouTube videos, you send them YouTube videos leading up to it. After your call, let's say you do the $97 call and they don't sign up for the coaching program. You say, hey, after we talked, I really enjoyed getting to know you, blah, blah, blah. Here's 4 resources that I found that I think will be really work for you or relate to what you were saying you were struggling with on our call, and just shoot them over to them as like hey, it's cool that you didn't work with me. I still want you to win. Here's some cool stuff that helps. That way you can leverage all those resources, but you're not trying to sell this for $12 and this for $50 and this for 100. And you got this whole suite of stuff you got to keep up with. Just plain and simple process. Sell the thing that lets you self-liquidate the warm leads and, pays for the cost of acquiring people, and then upsell to the higher ticket coaching program and use all your other stuff as just value add. That's the way I would do your thing, because it's going to simplify it down. A lot less tech for you to keep up with on your own, and a very clear process to lead people through. So then it's just, where do you meet somebody in the process, right? You meet somebody at Expo and they're like, I've actually watched like 80 of your videos. Be like, that's awesome. I've never done a call with you. How come I haven't talked to you yet? Why haven't you booked a school session with me? Right? You're jumping straight past YouTube into, why didn't you book your school session? They're like, I guess I haven't paid attention. I didn't know I could. Awesome. What's your phone number? Let me shoot you the link real quick. Shoot them a link to book a school session. Right? Like, this is how you interact. And if you know your process from start to finish, then where do you meet people? Somebody had a school session. Now, where are they when they reach out to you or when you talk to them? Well, it's not, hey, book a school session. They already did. You've already helped them. So it's not keep booking school sessions. It's, you already got that. It's like, hey, when are you going to sign up and have me come in and do this with you long term? Like, I really think we could take you to that next level. You're only talking to them about the coaching program after, because they've already done the first half of the journey. So it's follow up, giving them resources and following up just to land the high ticket now, right? Not to go back and sell another school session. So like, recognizing the whole process. You guys, when you have your customer journey, your process like this, you're only building the pieces to make this work, and you're streamlining this process, and you're talking to people about this process. If they've already went through the first half, try to pitch the second half. You're never going back to the start and starting over. You're building to the higher ticket thing. Like, it's dumb for me to be like, here's a bunch of free content. Here's how you do the thing. Start your free trial, grab your free automation audit. And then a month later, I'm like, just book another free automation audit and I'll come coach you for free again. It's like, what? Why? I'll kill myself trying to keep up with everybody who wants free coaching. Right? So it's like, you get an automation audit, and now it's like, you either got to figure it out on your own or hire us, because I've given you a plan of attack. And if you get shiny object syndrome and go over here, that doesn't mean I'm going to come in and help you strategize again. Like, I've taught you how, you have to work it now. Right? So as you guys build your customer journeys, make sure you recognize where people are at and always be moving them forward. That's how you serve them too, because you're helping them stay stuck if you let them come back around booking one-off calls that give them basic information. We all know if they really want to grow from $500,000 to $1 million in a sign company, you're going to need at least 90 days of working with their team and resetting their mind and getting them in a process that's going to work for them, right? So it's like, you don't need to be like, just schedule another session with me. It's like, no, they need to book the 90 days so you can help them take them to that level, or not. And they need to figure it out on their own. You just keep following up with them.
Excellent. Thank you.
And the next thing there, I just said, and keep following up with them. So this isn't necessarily for John, but this is for everybody. If they don't say, stop, leave me alone, I'm not interested, you must follow up and assume that they have simply forgotten. Don't assume you're bothering somebody. Assume they're busy, got distracted, and forgot. If you do this, you'll improve your close rates. So many people that I've taught and coached over the years, they follow up once or twice, maybe, and it's very spaced out and infrequent. And it's because they're like, well, I sent them a text and they didn't respond, so I didn't want to bother them. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. You know what? You could text me and I don't respond. It's not because you're bothering me. It's because I got 40 other messages that day and I've checked them all and I've responded to them all in my head. But I missed them. I missed some, right? Like it happens. Or I'm on a call. I literally went live on Zoom, on YouTube today for this, and I got a phone call and a text message from somebody immediately trying to, like, needing something for me for something that's happening Sunday. Like spur of the moment, flying out of town Sunday. It's Friday. So it's like, hey, I'm doing this now. You in? Like, I'm live on YouTube. If they don't remind me, I could miss it. But if I don't respond, people have a tendency to think, oh, I don't want to bug him. It's like, no, 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 you're not bugging people. You're reminding them because everybody gets busy. So I assume if I text somebody and they don't respond, I assume that they got my text, they looked at it, so now it's not new anymore. And then their kid yelled at them or their boss yelled at them and they go, what? And they put their phone down and walk away. The message is no longer new on their phone. So it's not going to pop up because they did check it. But then they got distracted and something else took their attention. And now they don't even remember you texted them unless you text them again. So, like, text them again the next day, 2 days later, 3 days later, every 3 days for the next 6 months. You will close more sales. I guarantee you. Unless they say stop or I'm not interested, keep messaging every few days, calling them, texting them, shooting them a PDF. John, in your case, shoot them a resource once a week. Like, hey, I found this PDF in my folder today. Just wanted to shoot it over to you. I think it'd work for something you got going on. Like, specifically try to help them with their thing. You're just reminding them that you're there and trying to close the next thing. So, John, I hope this was better than me sending you a checklist.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But the next question is, where
Yeah.
do we go to get the recording for this, to go back over it?
It's live on YouTube. So just go straight to the YouTube channel. It'll be titled Freedom Friday with like today's date on it.
Okay.
Yeah. So then
Excellent.
you'll have the whole strategy session. And that way it's there for everybody to watch so they can learn how to. My goal, guys, is do exactly what we just did here. Who's your person? Where are they hanging out? And then start crafting that process, just like we did with John. Like, this was a good strategy session in my mind because we've got a clear process now, right? Now the work
Absolutely.
starts, right? You do have to go
Mhm.
build the pieces, but you should know exactly what you need to build. And we've got a recording of it. So yeah, just jump on the YouTube channel and you'll be able to watch Freedom Friday today. And we'll post it in the Facebook group too. When we get done, we go through, we pull the description, the chapters, and then we throw the link in the Facebook group. So you'll see it in a couple places.
Great.
Cool. You have any other questions?
Great.
Or you feel clear?
It's about as clear as muddy water right now, but you know.
You'll start building the pieces. It'll clear up a
Right,
little.
right. No, I mean, you know, it's one of those things where you've got the big picture type thing. Now it's just going in and working the little details out and just knowing, like you said, where you are in the process. But it's been very helpful. Thank you very much.
Good. Cool. Well, as always, guys, have an awesome weekend. Have an awesome next week, and we'll catch you guys next Friday.